Okay, we just talked about the standard field sobriety tests. SFSTs is what the officers call them. Now I'm going to tell you that there are a couple other exercises that they could do. One, which is very, very common, I see it pretty much on every DUI, and I'm everywhere from Miami to as far as Polk County these days. That's sort of my course. People hire me throughout the state to represent them in DUI and other serious criminal cases. So one of the most common exercises is the finger to nose. So the officer is going to have you point out, well, depending on, each officer seems to be instructed a little bit different. Some officers will have you have your hands down by your side, right? Just picture kind of like this gentleman in the video, but if he was pointing his finger down, right? Some officers are going to tell you to bring your hand to the front, right? Touch the tip of your finger to the tip of your nose. Bring your hand back down to your side. Now he may have you go forward, finger to nose, straight back out, and then down. Or he may, and this is a training thing, this isn't necessarily a wrong or right thing, but depending on how you were trained, I was trained both ways. The other one is keeping your finger straight down, coming directly up, touching the tip of your finger to the tip of your nose. He's looking to see whether you're touching here, 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 here. I've had clients touch their foreheads. I've had clients turn it into like a hair slicking move. But the key to this test or this exercise is that your hands are to your side, your feet are together again, your head is slightly tilted back and your eyes are closed, right? So if I was doing it this way, I'd come here, touch the finger to the tip of my nose, right? Come back out, back down, right? Or I just come straight up, touch the finger to the tip. No, and he's going to say left or right, right? So that's my right. Then he's going to say left, and then you're going to go down, right. Then he's going to try to trick you again. Then he's going to say right. Then he's going to say left, and that's what he's doing, right? He's checking to see, are you swaying? Are you having problems standing? Are your eyes staying closed? Is your fingers touching your lip or your eye, right? Are your eyes closed? He's making observations, clues, and he's writing all of these clues and observations down. Remember I said in the beginning, you don't have to do these exercises. If you choose to do them, I kind of want you to understand how they work and what their officers are looking for. What's another thing that officers do? Officers will ask you to start with a portion of the alphabet. He'll say, or she will say, I don't want you to sing the alphabet, right? I don't know about you guys, but A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. That's how I learned them. That's how I think about it. Even when I go in my mind, sometimes like I go, L, M, N, L, M, N, O. Like I just do it. It's like I was a kid. When was the last time you or anybody you know said the alphabet? And people are like, well, of course, oh my God, he must be impaired. Geez, he did. People mess up on the alphabet all the time. I'll tell you a quick little story. I decided to take a comedy course in Palm Beach County. Yeah, I'm not that funny, I know. So I decided to take a comedy course, and part of getting used to the audience is getting up in front of a mic and looking at, remember, you have the bright lights on you, right? Just like a police officer, right? Who's looking at you, see those lights on the top of the car, he's got that spotlight, he's got a flashlight in his hand, he's got a pen with a light on it. There's a light in your face, right? You're under pressure, you're nervous, it's a police officer. I was standing up on stand having to talk to an audience, right? It was an imaginary audience, but it was an arena that holds probably 400 people. And they said, okay, Roger, I want you to say the alphabet. I want you to project your voice into different portions of the club. A, B, C, D, like, of course I started to sing it, right? E, F, G, H, I, J, K, P, Q, R, S, T. I'm going, I was so nervous because and I talk for a living. I'm in front of juries and people all the time and I never get tongue-tied. Guess what, folks? What made me nervous was standing on a stage projecting to someone who was teaching and other members of my class, imagining that it was filled with an audience of 300-400 people. That got me nervous. I went back to my seat and I leaned over the guy and go, did I just screw up the alphabet? He goes, yeah. Listen, it's possible. So keep in mind, there are arguments to be made, but an officer's going to say, he's not going to tell you to say the whole alphabet. He's going to say, I want you to start at the letter D, right, for dog, and I want you to stop at the letter M, and I don't want you to sing it. So he wants you to say D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, right? Now, if you go too far, if you go N, O, P, Q, and you got it all right, well, he's going to say you didn't follow his instructions, and that's an observation, or the court's going to want to think of it as a clue, but it's not a clue, and I'm here to point out those things to the court, to the jury, in my cross-examination of the officer. So those are some other exercises. What other officers may have you count backwards from 37 to 20, right? So start 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, right? People get nervous, they make mistakes. Listen, even if you did horrible on the exercises, it does not mean that your normal faculties were impaired. They have to use the totality of circumstances to determine. Now listen, like I told you before, if you fail, in their opinion, if you have 2 clues on HGN, guess what? You're going to jail. You're going to jail, right? You can't change that. Don't argue, be polite, be cooperative, be kind, right? If you want to ask a question, but I don't recommend it. But I've had clients who have asked really good questions. Like, sir, I really didn't understand that exercise. Could you explain and demonstrate again? And they'll say, okay, well, I understood all of these parts, but I didn't do that. Now, an officer, last case I had, one of the cases in Broward, the officer's like, oh, he wasn't understanding. I had to repeat it numerous times. So what? That's not a clue, right? If you're being taught a dance, what, you get one shot? Like if I'm going to do Michael Jackson's Thriller, right? Like, what, I can watch the video of Michael Jackson doing it one time and I'm going to perform that friggin' thing? Come on, guys. Of course not. And that's what I'm going to explain to a jury or a judge in a motion to suppress, because now I'm attacking more the exercises being done improperly. Because in my opinion, if exercises are not administered properly, then there's not probable cause for an arrest. And it's arguments. And as I get through each court, each judge thinks differently, and there's not a lot of case law, but these are things that I'm attacking. One I just recently attacked, and it was successful, and the state dropped down the charge from a DUI to a DUI enhanced to a reckless driving, and my client got 6 months of probation and a withhold of adjudication, meaning no conviction. He was able to go on. So knowing these exercises and knowing what the officers are taught on are very important. I'm not just going to some classes where like we talk about case law and motions. No, not only have I taken those courses, I've taken a bunch of courses, the same courses that the police officers have taken, and I've taken the instructor's course at certification to make sure that I know it as well or better, right? For me, I want to make sure I know it better. So every DUI case, even though I've had dozens, hundreds, I've been a lot of DUIs, I still study every single case and go over the fine points depending on what the facts are. So those are some other exercises. Those aren't the standard ones. Those aren't the recognized ones. Those aren't the 3 main ones. But those are some other exercises that officers do. Sorry, I did the HGM, the walk and turn, the one leg stand, the finger to nose, the alphabet, the numbers. Yeah, those are generally all of them. If someone has a hurt leg, you can do the finger to nose sitting down. Sorry, there's one other exercise. It's the estimation of 30 seconds. The officer's going to tell you to put your hands by your side, feet together, remember feet together, right? Not like this, like this. And he's going to tell you to put your head back. And he's going to tell you to estimate, right? He's going to tell you to estimate 30 seconds. He's going to say, do you understand? Yes. Okay, you may begin. You're going to close your eyes. He doesn't want you to talk out loud. He wants you to estimate in your mind. So you're going to, in your mind, you're going to be going 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, right? And then he's going to say, and then you're going to open your eyes when you think 30 seconds is elapsed, right? And he's going to be sitting there with a stopwatch like he's perfect and like he could do it 100 times in a row and never miss a beat. But guess what, folks? Try it. You're watching my video, try it. You're close. If you get perfectly 30 seconds, you're exceptional. I don't think I've ever gotten 30 seconds, and I've done it, I don't know, dozens of times. So those are all the exercises. We'll talk about the arrest and the breath alcohol testing in the next test, and some ideas about when you're in the police car in the next video. Thanks.